Hey, this is Coach Freddie here, just bringing back the American dream. Jack Canfield's success principle number 26 is acknowledge your positive past. You see, we tend to remember our failures more than our successes. It all started when we were kids. Our parents left us alone when we were playing and being good, but then slapped us upside the head when we were making too much noise. In sports, we got yelled at when we dropped the ball. There was always more emotion around our mistakes than there was around our successes. And as adults, we need to celebrate our successes. We've all had a lot more victories than failures. Sometimes we set the bar too high for what we call success. Acknowledging our past successes impacts our self-esteem. Now, think of your self-esteem as a stack of poker chips, okay? Then imagine you and I playing a game of poker, and you have 10 chips, and I have 200 chips. Who do you think is going to play more conservative? You are. If you lose 2 bets at 5 chips, you're going to be out of the game. I can lose 5 chips 40 times before I'm out of the game. So I'm going to take a little bit more risks because I can afford it. Our level of self-esteem works the same way. The more self-esteem that you have, the more risk you're willing to take. The more we acknowledge our past successes, the more confident we become. You know that even if you fail, you'll be okay because your self-esteem is high. The more risk you take, the more chances you have of succeeding. So, here's what I want you to do. List 100 successes that you've had since you were born. Like, graduate from high school, degree in college, getting married, moving to San Francisco, becoming an entrepreneur. You see, the first are usually easy, the first 10 or so. Then it becomes more difficult to come up with 100. We have to start listing those little successes like, our first hit in Little League, making the cheerleader squad, driver's license, surviving basic training, learning to surf, ride a bike, your first car, learning to swim. Most of these we just take for granted now, but they all need to be acknowledged as successes along our life's journey. That's adding to your poker stack. Another way of adding to your stack is keeping a journal each day. That journal that logs into your long-term memory. And that builds your self-esteem. And then just before you go to bed, stand in front of the mirror and appreciate yourself for all that you've accomplished during the day. We haven't been trained to acknowledge ourselves. But when we do, it reinforces our subconscious mind and builds our self-esteem. So, acknowledge your positive past, your successes, and build your self-esteem. This is Coach Freddie, just bringing back the American dream. And how big is your poker stack? Leave me a comment here, and I'll see you next time.